Yu Arasaka, a young boy who can temporarily possess anyone in his line of sight for 5 seconds, abuses his power by peeking at other students' answers during exams. He gets into the famous Hinamori High School, where he once again uses his charm to woo the popular Yumi Shirayanagi. Yuu's perfect scores catch the attention of Student Council President Yasuki Omura, who challenges him to retake the exam on his own or to face expulsion on grounds of cheating. This turns out to be a trap set up by a girl named Nao Tamori, who has been observing his abilities in action. Yu attempts to flee, but is caught by Jijiro Takajo, who can move at uncontrollably high speeds, after which Nao, who can make herself invisible to a specific target, beats up Yu. Nao arranges for him and his little sister Iumi Arasaka to be transferred to Hoshinami Academy, a school for those with abilities like him, getting dumped by Yumi as a result of the restrictions forced upon him. Yu reluctantly prepares for his new life as a member of Hoshinami Academy's student council. Yui's role as a student council member is to ensure the safety of students with special abilities. During lunch, Jijiro appears to be hurt after demonstrating his developing teleportation skills to Yu in the cafeteria to grab some sandwiches. He informs Yu that Nao does not have any female friends because of her selective invisibility power. A boy named Takedo Kumagami, who can detect people with abilities, guides Yu, Nao, and Jijiro to Nanba High School. The three of them catch a student named Udo, who uses his thoughtography ability to produce X-ray photos of girls in their underwear, selling them for a profit to support his ill parents. After they threaten him, Udo agrees to stop using his ability. The next day, Nao takes Yu to see her big brother, Kazuki Tomori, a musician who was experimented on for his ability to manipulate sound waves and has been left unstable and insane ever since then. Nao explains that thanks to a particular person she trusts, she was able to escape from the school that experimented on her brother and to bring him to a healthier environment. Yu eats lunch at the cafeteria again with Jijiro, who risks injury by using his teleportation ability to get the best beef curry for the both of them. In their mission to find a user supposedly with two abilities, Yu, Nao, and Jijiro encounter popular singing idol and vocalist of the band Hello Hello, Yusa Nishimori, who is being chased. With the help of her friend Sho, the three fight off her pursuer, finding out afterward that Yusa is a medium, frequently being possessed by her deceased elder sister Misakura, who has pyrokinesis. Yusa explains that she was pursued having accidentally brought home a television producer's phone, which holds shady facts against him. Nao devises a threatening plan to deal with a television producer. That night, Misei, in the guise of Yusa, confronts the television producer. With help from the others, she convinces the television producer to leave Yusa alone and returns the phone to him. Afterward, Nao arranges for Yusa to transfer to Hoshinami Academy, while Sho confesses his feelings for Misei, who advises him to live his own life and thanks to him for everything. Following Yusa's conspicuous transfer to Yui's class, Nao brings her and the boys to their third task in Kanai Academy, where a student is believed to have telekinesis. Nao shows them footage of a baseball pitcher, Arifumi Fukuyama, who pitches knuckleballs with his ability instead of his grip. They confront Arifumi, who refuses to stop using his ability. Nao organizes a baseball match between the two academies' baseball teams, with the condition that Arifumi will stop using his ability if Hoshinami Academy wins. After 8 innings, both teams are evenly scored. In the 9th inning, Yu hits a few foul balls, and Misa runs from second base to home plate. Hoshinami subsequently wins against Kanai, 2-1. Arifumi admits to using his ability only to help Takato, who is the catcher and his best friend, trained to qualify for the National League. The others assure that Arifumi can still be of much help to Takato, and Arifumi agrees to stop using his ability. Learning of a user capable of flight, the student council camps out in the mountains, where the user has been training to master his ability. During the first 2 nights, Yusa tells the other members about her close relationship with Misei, while Nao tells Yu about her dream of filming her favorite band named Jeaned. Jijiro later tells Yu that their abilities will only last for 2 more years. The day after, the student council is confronted by Sato, the ability user, who threatens them into leaving, but now dismisses his threat as a bluff. Sato then steals Nao's camcorder from her and attempts to escape by flying away. However, Sato is thwarted by Yuyu, and now convinces Sato to stop using his ability. In the evening, Yui returns home to find Iumi sick with a cold while eating dinner. While Iumi stays at home to recover, the student council learns of a student with a collapse ability in the condo complex, and now suspects that Iumi has developed said ability, as only a sick student would be home from school at that time of day. Iumi is visited by Yu now and Yusa for dinner and is tucked into bed at night. After Yu learns that Iumi dreamed about the ground suddenly cracking, a worried Nao instructs Yu to tell Iumi to stay home one more day. Although her temperature has gone down, Iumi sneaks out and goes to school. In the corridor, after Namura prevents Oikawa from talking to Iumi, Kanishi threatens Iumi with a box cutter, accusing Iumi of supposedly stealing Oikawa from her. Backed into a corner, Iumi activates her ability, causing the school wing to disintegrate around her. As Yu desperately searches through the wreckage for any sign of his sister, he is knocked unconscious by a piece of falling rubble. Yu wakes up in a hospital and learns that Iumi died in the school collapse. He becomes a recluse into despondency, showing no interest when Jijiro and Yusa come to visit. Yumi also comes by and expresses her concern, but he refuses her help. When government agents show up at his apartment, Yu goes on the run and hides out in a manga cafe, later using his powers to pick fights with gangs and growing more unstable over time. Before he can turn his attention to drugs, he is stopped by Nao, who has been secretly observing him the entire time. Nao convinces Yu to eat a proper meal as a bet, serving him a plate of omeras, which Iumi had been trying to perfect using his mother's recipe. Yu acknowledges that he has lost the bet and resolves to return to the student council with Nao to work hard in memory of his sister. After Yu is welcomed back at school by Jijiro and Yusa, the student council assembles to watch Yusa's new music video. Nao invites Yu to accompany her to a Jin concert since Jijiro and Yusa are not interested. Later that day, Yu comes across Sala Shane, Jin's blind vocalist, who treats him to okonomiyaki at a restaurant. After she helps Yu burn incense on the altar to pay respect for the loss of Iumi, Sala later reveals that she overcame her blindness to get to where she is now. Yu takes Sala to see Kazuki in the hospital, where she sings one of her inspirational songs to calm Kazuki from his rage. After seeing Sala off, Nao thanks Yu for helping to improve Kazuki's condition, and Yui wonders why he feels so nostalgic over Jin's music. At the Jin concert with Nao, Yu feels a familiar sensation upon hearing what is supposed to be a brand new song. He experiences an aberrant memory, in which he and Iumi lived in a research institution in another parallel timeline where they were monitored for their abilities. When Iumi's collapse ability caused damage to the structure, a nonconformist scientist named Tsutsumiyuchi helped Yu escape and urged him to use his true ability to plunder other people's powers. Yu eventually reached his brother, Shunsuke Arasaka, who possesses the ability to time travel. Back in the present, Yu regains consciousness, now aware of the fact that he has a brother. Yu and Nao are then approached by Kumagami, who takes them to a secret underground haven to meet with Shunsuke. In the past, Shunsuke and Kumagami, as well as their allied ability users Madoki, Shichino, and Midamari, tried to find a way to keep ability users safe from researchers with impure intentions. As Shunsuke time leaped multiple times to find a solution, his vision grew weaker with each leap. After one final leap which left him blind, Shunsuke used his idea of establishing a safe haven to buy an educational facility to serve as a school that is Hashinami Academy. To keep them safe, Shunsuke arranged for Yu and Iumi to be hypnotized by Madoki and have their memories of him be erased by Midamari. In the present, Shunsuke instructs Yu to plunder his time leap ability and to return to the day before Iumi died. Yu promptly plunders Iumi's collapse ability, keeping her from accidentally using it. Later on, Yu and Nao use their powers to scare off Kanishi so that she cannot harm Iumi. With Iumi finally safe, Kumagami takes her and Yu to Shunsuke. Shunsuke urges Yu to stay with Iumi at the safe haven until his abilities disappear. In the research facility, Tsutsumiyuchi explains that people possess their special abilities as a result of inhaling particles spread by a short-period comet called Charlotte, which passes Earth every 75 years. A vaccine is being prepared before the next pass of the comet. Shunsuke's aide, Furuki, is threatened into handing Kumagami over to a group of foreign terrorists in a factory. The terrorists torture Kumagami to inquire information about ability users, allowing the terrorists to hold Nao and Kumagami hostage in exchange for Yu. Upon ensuring the safety of Furuki's family, Yu goes to the factory to ransom Nao and Kumagami, but is attacked by a female ability user who slashes his right eye, preventing him from time leaping. Yu activates his collapse ability, disintegrating the factory on top of them all. Although Yui manages to use telekinesis to protect himself and the female ability user, Kumagami is impaled by a metal pipe as he shields Nao from the wreckage. Yui wakes up in the hospital with Madoki, Shichino, and Midamari at his bedside. He learns of the permanent loss of his right eye and the devastating death of Kumagami. Iumi, Jijiro, and Yusa each visit during Yuu's rehabilitation. Also, Yu encourages Misa to express appreciation for her parents while she still has a chance, being given this opportunity when Yusa hosts a television food report on their family restaurant. After Shunsuke explains that Japan will be involved in terrorist attacks soon, Nao suggests for Yu to travel overseas to plunder the powers of all ability users worldwide, though this could risk his sanity. He accepts this challenge and confesses his love to her, and they make a promise that he will come home safely. She offers him to plunder her ability so she can live a normal life. He then plunders the abilities of Jijiro, Yusa, and Misei, the latter of whom leaves behind a letter for Yusa expressing how much fun she had with them all. Nao gives some foreign language flashcards to Yui, and he gives back her MP3 player as a vow that he will come back to her once the mission is over. Beginning his journey in the Philippines, Yui plunders an ability for seeking out other users and slowly starts taking the abilities from each user he meets, earning him a reputation as the dreaded, one-eyed Grim Reaper. At a paramilitary facility that exploits adolescent ability users, he gains an ability to detect those with dormant abilities, using an illness-worsening ability to accelerate the ability's development in order to plunder them. As he travels to various countries, he begins to suffer from extreme stress and borderline insanity from acquiring so much power. Yet seeing Nao's flashcards prevents him from going haywire. Upon discovering the last active ability user in China, Yu is critically injured from an attack by a male bounty hunter, but Yu defends the young female ability user of courage before being recovered by Shunsuke. An amnesiac Yu wakes up in the hospital back in Japan with Nao at his bedside. Nao informs him that they are lovers and expresses gratitude that he has kept the flashcards and their promise after all this time. With no other ability users present in the world, Yu, Nao, Jijiro, Yusa, and Iumi look forward to the memories they will make from now on. This is the end of my video, so please watching all of my anime recap series. Thanks for watching.